What's up, everybody? This is Asbazia, and yeah, I held off my Q&A on Monday because I was unfortunately sick, but I have a bunch of good news today. This is my last day of high school! Also, I have 600 subscribers now! Also, I have over 400,000 video views! So I thought this would be the perfect time to do my Q&A. So you guys left a lot of amazing questions for me to answer, and I cannot wait to get to them. But first I'm going to explain how it's all organized. So I'm basically going to get the voice acting questions out of the way first, and then I'm going to move on to the miscellaneous stuff, and I'm going to end the video answering the questions about my projects and fan dubs, you know, that kind of thing. So I think I've been talking long enough already, so let's get to it. Question 1. How old were you when you started voice acting? I actually started voice acting in the early part of 2010. So I was... Am I that bad at math? Yeah. I had just turned 16. I turned 16 on January 7th, and I got the role in my first video project in around February, so yeah, I was 16 when I started. Yeah. When did you find out that you liked voice acting? Pretty much immediately. I mean, right out of the chute, hearing my voice in these completely amazing projects based around my favorite video game, that's awesome. I don't even know how to subscribe. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it's just so cool. So, yeah, it was basically the same time I started that I realized I liked it. How many projects do you voice act for? Well, that's a difficult question based on your definition of voice act. If you add together all the projects that are active right now, which is around 7, and you add those into the projects that haven't been started yet, have been canceled, have just gone nowhere, my part hasn't gotten there yet, or whatever, I would say I've been casted in about 30 projects. I mean, but like I said, only about 7 of them are active right now, so I guess you could say I voice act in 7, but I've been casted in 30, however way you want to look at it. Do you watch all the projects you voice act for? Yeah, I do, because I really love hearing my voice in these projects that I never would have imagined my voice being in before. I think one of the favorite ones I like to watch to hear my voice is probably my friend Taylor's Desolation Sims 2 series, because there are actual mouth movements in that series, however hokey they may be, so it's actually easier for me to imagine my voice coming out of that character, and that is so cool. The rest of them, it's mostly like just I'm voicing over a closed mouth ventriloquism kind of thing, and that's not as fun. So watching that series is awesome when it comes to seeing things like that. What microphone do you use? I use this blue snowball microphone over here that is recording me as I'm doing the visual of this video, but unfortunately it doesn't have a pop filter, so it's not as high quality as it could be. If you could only do one more VA project, what would it be, would you direct it, and what characters would you play? Well, that's a hard question. If I had to voice act in one more VA project only, I'd probably choose a project that included actual animation. That's like my voice acting dream, is to actually hear my voice come out of a character. My voice, not dubbing over somebody else's voice, my voice. Like, my character was default... I can't talk today. My character... The character I play is defined by my voice. That's what I dream of doing. So if I had to do one more VA project, that's the project I would do, the kind of project I would do. I kind of like it better when I don't direct it, because then it's a surprise and a real pleasure to see how it turns out. That's not to say I don't like directing things, I do, but when it comes to the voice acting part of it, I like hearing myself in other projects based around somebody else's creative ideas. And the characters I would play, well, that would depend on what the project is. So, sorry about that. Do you draw? Actually, I do. I only draw people, though. My style is kind of like an anime style, you could say, but it's got some unique features that are strictly my own. And I post my characters on DeviantArt. I think there's a link on my channel somewhere. You could check it out anytime you like. There's actually a picture on there that is of an anime character that I created that is completely original. So if you feel like seeing that, just go check it out. It's pretty awesome. What are your favorite animes? I love this question. Well, where do I begin? Well, I got into anime, first of all, with the anime that I guess you could consider my favorite to this day, or on High School Host Club. And what mostly attracted me to that show in the first place was the fact that the main character looked exactly like me. Seriously, I still find it insane how much he looks like me. It's so, it blows my mind. It's like I was meant to watch that series just to see how similar we are. Wow. It's like they knew that I existed out there somewhere, so they decided, hey, let's screw with her mind a little bit, you know? It just gets to me all the time. But at any rate, I love that series, not only because of who the main character is, but also because of the whole dynamic of the show. It's just so upbeat and awesome and full of friendship, and oh my gosh, it's so cool. I laughed so much at it. It's such a funny, cute show, and I would watch it again and again 7 times or a billion times over. I don't even know how many times I would watch it and not get tired of it. It's just the best. Other than that, okay, I would have to say another anime that I'm really into is called Sekeiichi Hatsukoi. That's probably not how you pronounce it at all, but the English translation is The World's Greatest First Love, and that's a yaoi anime. And I know that many of you are against yaoi, but I discovered inadvertently by watching this anime that I really like it. But I like strictly the mild kind of anime. I like strictly the mild kind of yaoi. Like the stuff that's pretty much limited to making out and saying I love you and stuff like that. I don't really like the whole sex thing. I mean, that's why I like Sekeiichi so much, is because it mostly focuses on the falling in love part, and the sex doesn't really distract that much at all. And that's why I kind of like it better than that other yaoi anime I watched, Junji Romantica, because that one focuses a little more on sex, and I'm not into that. So those are the 2 yaoi animes I watch. Other than that, I'm really getting into melancholy... I cannot talk today. Okay. Other than that, I've really gotten into Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, because that show blows my mind. I mean, it really makes me think about what this universe is made of, and whether there is some kind of deity out there, like, on this planet, that influences the whole space-time whatever it is, and whether there really are these aliens among us, or espers, or time travelers. I mean, it's such a cool concept. I've always been into those time-travel-y, sci-fi, physics realm kind of deals, like A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle, that, if you've heard of that book. But I like stuff like that, so that show really brings me into that kind of atmosphere, and it is so cool. And lastly, as the last anime I sort of watched, I've only watched a couple of episodes of it so far, but I really like the concept of Full Metal Alchemist. That sounds like such a cool show, because the whole idea of it's like this whole how do you put it, controversial thing. It's very controversial, the idea of trying to use science to bring someone back to life, and then the consequences that these two brothers have to suffer with from then on because of that. And I also like the dynamic between the two brothers. I mean, it's very, very cool. And it's one of those few animes out there that is pretty much 90% serious. Like, there aren't that many animes out there that take itself as seriously as Fullmetal Alchemist. So I really respect it when an anime does something like that, takes on that kind of attitude, because it's risky, and I like risk, and I just like that show. I wish I had more time to watch it these days, but those episodes are really hard to find. I mean, if somebody can link me to a website where I can watch the episodes for free, I would be so grateful. Anyway, that's my little spiel on animes, and speaking of which, let's lead on to the next question. Who would you date, Hikaru or Kaoru? Okay, in case you don't know, these are the twin characters from Ouran High School Host Club. They are Hikaru Hitachin and Kaoru Hitachin, and they are these smart aleck twin guys who are part of the host club. They're totally attached to each other, finish each other's sentences, and do the whole twincestual thing, which I think is hilarious. But, which one would I date? I know Hikaru is supposed to be kind of the more, the devil type, but considering the type of guy I go for, I probably think more of dating Kaoru, because he knows himself a bit more than Hikaru does. He's a bit more mature. He, not much, mind you. I like the whole bad boyness of them, you know, but I like the fact that Kaoru seems to know himself and his brother more than Hikaru does. So, I think I would definitely date Kaoru more than I would Hikaru in that respect.